want to share with you, so weight loss, if you're wanting to lose weight, it's more than just what you're eating. Yeah, it's often the reasons that we overeat are emotional. We can also get into some bad habits around food, around nutrition, around our diet, our exercise, not doing enough of any of them. We can also have things that impact our body in terms of stress hormones. I've talked quite a bit around blood sugars over the last week, how to balance out your blood sugars, the kind of foods that will affect your blood sugars. Now, stress is a big one in terms of affecting your blood sugars as well. And so you can have a multitude of things going on within the physical body, the emotional body, that are going to help put weight on, right? And, being a transformational coach, going through weight loss journey myself, I hear a whole lot of excuses about why someone's put on weight. And often when somebody's put on quite a lot of weight, the first thing they'll say to you before you've even had a conversation, right, is they'll ping off about why they're overweight, yeah? Because it's a subconscious thing, yeah? It's sometimes you're embarrassed about it. Sometimes you might not want to talk about it at all, right? And I think it's a very natural thing to want to be healthy. I mean, I think in any times when I've been overweight, I've always wanted to be slimmer. I've always had my slim clothes sitting in the wardrobe, yeah. My fat wardrobe, my skinny wardrobe. And I can remember when, before I lost 29 kilos, right? So I went from a size 14 down to a size 8. I've never been a size 8 in my life. Currently I'm between about an 8 and a 10 because I've gone through some steroid treatment probably in the last 6 months, right, which helped put a bit of weight on. We had COVID-19. All of us didn't get to the gym because everything was shut. You may still have things shut, right? So even me, I've put a bit of weight on, right? I've probably got about 5 to 6 kilos to get off to get back down to the size 8. And for me, in terms of the weight loss journey, it was never about what was that size I was going to be. I think in my mind, and this, my weight loss journey was a good 5 to 6 years ago now, is I always wanted to get back into a size 12. Ideally for me, I'd always had this dream of being a size 10. Yeah, so in my wardrobe, I had my fat clothes, I had my skinny clothes. The skinny clothes were things I hadn't put on for probably 10 or 15 years, yeah. And what happened is when I started changing what I was doing, started looking at my nutrition, started balancing out my blood sugars, looking at my emotional well-being, my stress levels, all of these things coming together. And when I radically changed what I was doing in terms of my health and well-being around my nutrition, is the weight just stopped dropping off. And I was never hungry. I stopped obsessing about calorie counting. I stopped obsessing about weighing myself. I think I was probably more honest and real with myself, right? So I knew that I had to get on the scales. It was something I hated doing. I used to avoid looking at myself in the mirror when I was overweight, pretending the fat wasn't there, right? It wasn't like I was obese, but I was definitely, to take 29 kilos off a body frame and I'm 5'11", it's quite a bit of weight to get off, yeah? And what happened is by changing these things and by looking at life in a completely different way, because when I started balancing out my blood sugars, reducing the stress levels in my life, dealing with emotional stuff that was going on in my life, and at that time I can share with you, I was going through some major life changes. And often when we go through significant life challenges, is that we get that opportunity to clean our stuff up, we look at our life differently and go, something needs to change, right? And for me, I was going through a second marriage breakdown. It had knocked my foundations out from underneath me, which is a place I'd never been before, yeah, very emotionally vulnerable at that time. Leading up to that, I had fractured a kneecap, so I literally had spent quite a few months rehabbing that kneecap. I then had a major car accident, right? Someone just literally took my car out from the side. So I got a injury to the joint between my collarbone and my sternum. That took 9 months of rehab to fix, right? So I had all this stuff going on, emotional turmoil, body stress, all that kind of stuff, yeah? And what I needed to do was to transform. And we talk about transformation, what does that mean? It literally just really means changing what you're doing, yeah? It's about really being consciously aware in your life where there are challenges that you need to change. Or overcome or face, right? Because when we don't face things, it's when things pile up. So what about emotional eating? So using food as a tool to numb yourself, to distract yourself, to compensate yourself when you're not feeling great, that's emotional eating. It can be triggered. You may have got massive seesawing cravings going on because your blood sugars are all out of whack. When you eat crap food, when you eat a lot of high sugary fat foods, right, you're constantly seesawing. If you're highly stressed, your blood's going to be seesawing, right? Which means that you're not going to feel great. You're not going to feel motivated. You're not going to go after your goals and dreams as much as you want to. You may feel a little bit stagnant, a little bit apathetic, a little bit in victim mode as well, right? All of these things happen. And food has a massive impact on that. Your health, your well-being, your vitality has a massive impact on how you approach life. I've been through it. I can share it with you. Now, I haven't always been overweight. There's been times in my life where I've been really super fit and slim, and I kind of do it in decades, right? And I found this approach in terms of nutrition, in terms of fitness, in terms of emotional mindset. Hey, I've been a transformational coach for quite some time. We can all fall in a hole, right, that we need to dig ourselves out at times because life can be bloody hard. We all go through very similar things. It might be just a different scenario, right? But we can all go through very similar experiences that are deeply challenging. So we've got to learn not only to look after our health and our well-being, our diet, our nutrition, our fitness, right? We've got to look after the emotional body, the spiritual body. And it's super important because your emotions are tied to overeating. So when you can conquer, one, balance your blood sugars because it's going to make an enormous difference to your stress levels within your body, how you feel about yourself. Kind of liken it to how do you feel when you overeat, and particularly high sugary foods, right? How do you feel the next day? You feel like, oh, don't you? It's like sluggish. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe what I just did to myself. Even if it's things like if you're drinking too much booze, you're going to wake up going, oh my God, I feel terrible. Why did I do that the day before, right? You just feel so sluggish and your body's just not coping. And then it's got to kind of expel all those toxins and get it out of your system. So you kind of want to look at it and go, first of all, diet is not just diet. Yeah, your body, your health, your vitality, wanting to lose weight is not just diet. It's not just the food you eat. It's a big part of it, right? But you've got to tackle the emotional stuff as well. And it's about not pushing emotions down. It's about recognizing what are they? What's coming up for me? Instead of reaching for a chocolate bar or a biscuit or whatever you're going to overeat on. You know, we all have our own poison that we're, and I talk about a poison, right, in terms of triggers, food triggers. I could share with you my food triggers probably growing up and even like 30s, 40s, right, is jelly lollies. So I don't ever touch them anymore, right? Jelly lollies, bread was a big one for me. And I think we'll all have those things within us that's our go-to, that's what I'm going to overeat on. And, you know, in terms of my journey, when I was growing up in sort of like 18 to 21, I was doing modeling. And back then, I was just doing a part-time thing, right? But back then you had to be really skinny, really, really skinny. And there was so much pressure on you to be skinny. It was in all the advertising. It was everywhere you looked, right? You could not get on the catwalk unless you're a size 8 or a size 10. I was a very athletic Aussie girl, packed with muscle, right? But I was never a size 10 back then. In fact, I weighed a lot less than I weigh now. But I was probably between a 10 and a 12. So I was always struggling, this whole yo-yo dieting, starving myself, trying to be this size that I was meant to be, which my body wasn't naturally sitting at that time, yeah. I was a state basketballer, so I was just like packed with muscle, right? And we have all these pressures on us around society about how we're supposed to look as well. It kind of really concerns me that we make fat acceptable, that we make bigness acceptable, because I think it takes us away from being naturally healthy. And you might all look just like faint right then and go, oh, that's really just not the right thing to say. Well, I want to say it. I want to say it because I want you all to get back to healthy and vital. Your vitality high. I've been through breast cancer last year. I was super fit. These kind of diseases, I could probably put it down maybe to stress. I don't know what was going on there. Is that diseases and illnesses can affect everyone. And the only thing you can do in that is really do whatever you can do to look after your health and well-being, to look after what you're ingesting, making sure that what you're eating is the highest antioxidant, protein-rich, vitamin-rich foods that you possibly can. Hydrate well with really good quality water, yeah? If you need extra vitamins, extra vitamins. There's a whole lot that I can share with you, and I kind of want to say to you that everything in terms of a weight loss journey is intertwined. Your emotions are intertwined. The level of stress in your life is intertwined with how much body fat you've got going on, right? Because you might have high stress levels in your body that are giving you big, deep, soaring, blood sugars. You might not be able to sleep very well. You might be on this little wheel going on of unhappiness, yeah? But how do we bring that all back and change what we're doing? I want you to think about your nutrition, your fitness, what you're doing. And fitness is a big thing too. I work out. I try to work out at least 5 to 6 days a week. I usually have 1 or 2 off. And your ability to move, but you've got to find something you enjoy doing. Yeah, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, it's going to be such a hard slog, right? But getting out and actually moving. I love walking. You know, anybody can walk, and even if you've got some injuries, you can still do a very gentle walk. Even just connecting those feet to Mother Earth is a beautiful way to bring balance and energy and vitality into your life. Yeah, you might enjoy doing yoga. You might enjoy cycling, whatever it is for you. I work out at the gym because it builds a lot of muscle. I don't do a high cardio workout. I hate jumping. I hate running, right? I don't like sweating either. So everything I do is more body sculpting. And I'm not going to say it's not challenging, but I do it to suit my body. So you've got to find something that suits your body that you love doing. And in terms of losing weight, it's not something you do for 2 weeks. It's not something you do for 4 weeks, right? It is a lifestyle change. That was the big thing for me, is looking at it and going, what foods am I going to take out of my diet forever, right? Forever they're out of my diet. What have I taken out of my diet forever? Pasta. Haven't eaten pasta in 6 years. Rice. I'll occasionally have rice as a takeaway with possibly Indian, right? But or an arancini ball when I'm out at the pub having a pub meal. But there's lots of things I can share with you about what you can eat when you're out and about. But I won't have it in my cupboard. I don't eat it as part of my meals because these types of high carbs turn into sugar in your body. I eat not a lot of bread. I do eat a bit of bread, but not a lot. You've cut it right down. I've switched my dairy out. I've used alternatives in terms of soy and stuff because dairy is one of the things that really packs on the weight. So I never eat ice cream. I don't eat cream. I eat very little butter or margarine at all. I use good cooking oils. Yeah, I get healthy fats from other places. Like I still eat cheese. I won't give that up. I love it. I don't overindulge in it. You know, avocados are packed with beautiful healthy fats. Nuts can give you some gorgeous healthy fats for your bodies, yeah? I'll eat more protein probably now, and I'll eat more cooked food, more prepared food than I will. There's hardly anything packaged that I eat. Hardly anything packaged that I eat. It doesn't mean that I don't love my food. I love it. And everything that I can share with you, you could have out and about nowadays. You can get it from the cafe. You can get it from the restaurant, right? I don't eat white potato. Haven't eaten white potato in a long time. Switching out for sweet potato. It's very much about eating bigger portion sizes, but stopping when you're full, right? Don't eat massive portion sizes and overeat because one, it's no good for you. You're just going to whack lots of pounds on, right? It's about recognizing when you're full and stop eating when you're full. Coming back to the basics, yeah. We're always hunter-gatherers. We need to come back to being hunter-gatherers in terms of our diet, our nutrition, yeah. We've added in so much stuff that's processed. I hardly ever eat flour in terms of cooking stuff with flour. I don't ever go out and have takeaways, right? As I mentioned, the only thing I'll do is I'm going out for dinner. We'll go to an Indian restaurant or something like that. For me, that represents a takeaway. There's lots of things I can share with you in terms of, I don't feel like cooking tonight, what's something quick and easy I can have versus running down to McDonald's or, you know, your Red Roosters or whatever, your local, I'm going to call them a fat place where you're going to get fat food from, right? There's so many simple things you can do that are so quick and so nutritious that are going to fill you up versus what you're reaching for in that moment, yeah. So I kind of want you to think about that what I'm going to share with you is a lifestyle change. Transformation happens when you create healthy habits. Healthy habits take a little bit to kick in and initially your body's going to react because you haven't been doing it, right? You're going to have toxins purging out of your body. You might have some emotions going off because we're releasing stuff from self, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, and particularly around your nutrition, and your fitness. When you start a fitness program, I can remember going back after COVID-19, right? And I was super fit before COVID-19. I have to say, in those first few weeks, I kind of did a bit of a panic going, what's my body shape going to look like when I come out? Because I'm so used to working out. And it was really tough for me. It was really tough for me for probably the first 3 weeks. I can remember doing some sit-ups on the incline bench, which is the one that goes backwards, right? Thinking, oh my God, I never realized that these were so hard. How fit was I before that these are now so hard? Anything you're going to start that's new is going to be a bit challenging to start off with, right? You are going to have sore muscles if you've not been exercising. You are going to feel like crap for a couple of days when you're eating good food, because your body is releasing all of the crap and toxins out of your body that you've been consuming and built up over time. How do we create a healthy habit? I'll share with you what my daily routine is. So this morning I got up. There's always this thing I do, and it doesn't matter who you are, right? Is I lay there and go, what exercise am I going to do today? There'll be days when I feel super tired and I go, I can't be bothered. We all get there, right? I'll still get up. There will be a day where if I'm feeling like that, I'm really not feeling great, I'm just going to go into my work routine, and start with that. But mostly it's about kicking my own ass and getting out of bed and getting dressed and either going for a walk or going to the gym, So today, I was feeling really good, had some really great nutrition yesterday. I was feeling really pumped up. So today I did the gym. I then came out of the gym and thought, you know what, I just want to get my feet on Mother Earth. I went for a beautiful walk yesterday. So I went into my bird sanctuary that I go to, went for a bit of a walk. So I've done a double workout today. I'm not suggesting you need to do a double workout. Some exercise, any exercise, you want to aim for minimum 30 minutes, ideally an hour, right? 45 minutes to an hour, 5 times a week. Find something to do, right? Find something to do. That's your goal. That's your challenge I'm going to set for you this week, is to find something to do 5 times a week for 45 minutes to an hour. Whether it's a class you sign up for, I don't care what it is, just get your body moving. I then came home, and you will see my previous video if you're watching these. I've just looked at my phone, it's gone 11:11, right? Which means brand new beginnings. Beautiful time to be talking about transformation. That's spirit watching over us, I then shared with you my healthy breakfast recipe, right? So I'm eating that, and that breakfast for me, that is my main meal for the day. So if you looked at it and went, wow, that's a big serving, that's going to keep me going for hours. So what I would do is lunch will be reasonably light and dinner will be lighter again, So my day starts with a really good solid meal. And you'll find when you start doing those kind of things, you're going to be really satisfied. You're not going to be hungry. You're not going to be snacking in between meals because you're satisfied, And what else do we do? On my walk, it's very much about my mental processes, my emotional body, my spiritual body. It's about how much light can you increase and bring into your spiritual body, your emotional body. What do I mean by light? Those practices, those spiritual practices that build up your vibration, those healthy practices that build up your vibration, getting out in the sunshine, having a look at nature, the beauty of nature, absorbing the sounds of nature, walking along and releasing anything that you're going through. For me, it's always like I'm problem solving when I'm out. I'm releasing stuff. I'm bringing myself back into the present moment, making myself live in the present moment, not in the past, not in the future, right? Take that time each day to work on your emotions. If you think that life is going to be smooth and happy all the time, you're going to be severely disappointed, right? If you have a lot of expectations about what other people should be doing for you, you're going to be disappointed, right? Because everybody's got their own life. It's very much up to you to create a sense of positivity, optimism in your life. If you're lacking things in your life, we all at some point in our lives are lacking things. You might have some aspects of your life that are going great and other aspects that are being stressed and challenged, and it could be nothing to do with you, right? It could be to do with family members. It could be to do with your health. It could be to do with your partner. It could be to do with your work situation, your finances, We always have aspects of our life that are traveling well, could be your children, and then other aspects that are always a bit challenging, right? That's life. It's never, if you're expecting it to be like this, that's an illusion, right? Very much like your blood sugars. Life is like this. How you manage yourself within that, and if you can bring yourself constantly back to here. I'm not saying every day you're going to be here. It's about if you're up there or down there, it's about bringing yourself to here, or going higher, raising your vibration. The more you can live above this line in high vibration, no matter what's going on around you, is the better you can manage your stress levels, the less stress you're going to have in the body, the less stress hormones you're going to have in the body, the more you can face life's challenges and deal with the energies of others around you as well, because that can severely impact you, right? Is the more you stay in your happiness bubble, the more you stay in your strength, your empowerment. Yeah, and there's so much I can share with you. How you look at life, how you look at experiences in your life, challenge your perception and go, can I learn from this? How do I need to look at this differently so I don't feel so bad about it? How can I bring myself back to a place of peace and acceptance within whatever this situation is? And if I can't fix it, then perhaps I need to just let it sit and let go of the emotions attached to it. Yeah, take some time out. Yeah, bring yourself back into balance. Tackle it when you're feeling better. All right, my loves. I know it's kind of been a little bit of a long video, but so what do we come out of this with? Losing weight's not just about nutrition. Losing weight's about how you manage and deal with your emotions, how you balance your emotions, how you balance the stress levels in your body. Looking at your nutrition as a lifestyle change, not a diet. That's for the long term. Your physical exercise is for the long term, right? As much as you possibly can, get that body moving and start today or start tomorrow. If it's too late today, start tomorrow, right? Live in the present moment. Put a smile on the dial, smile in your heart. Yeah. And we're all in this together. All right, my loves. And any of the stuff that I talk about, there'll be a related blog post. I'll pop the links down below. If you love what I'm wearing, I'm in the Warrior Spirit Activewear, by the way. Super bright. Love it. Go and grab your coupon code if you want to. Girls, go and check it out. And you can also subscribe to my blog and get a coupon code for the activewear as well. Love you heaps. And I'll chat soon. All right. Bye.